And Donald Trump has been elected President of the United States.
Yeah, you guys were right. It's a historic night. Don't worry about it. 8 years are gonna fly by.
Yeah, don't worry. It's gonna be all white. Get some rest. You got a lot of big day. You got a big day of moping and writing on Facebook tomorrow.
God, this is the most shameful thing America has ever done.
Bro, we're voting for the lesser of two evils, man. And y'all okay with that?
I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Do y'all see this man? This man loves kids jumping on his lap. This man is really a creep, man. Look how he looking at this kid.
And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
And bro, look how he looking at the kid, man. This nigga has plans for that kid, boy. This nigga has plans for that kid on his lap, boy. This man is a creep. I don't trust him. And we know about his things with little kids. I don't trust this man. He's weird.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. Well, I was going to say sex.
Voting, whether it matters or not, it's up to you. There's no real answer, I believe. It's like people always tell you voting matters, voting doesn't matter. I just hate that people try to pressure people into voting, like, oh, you're not voting, you're this and that, like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm voting, or you're such a terrible person, you're not voting, you don't care about America, you don't care about yourself, you don't care about minorities, you don't care about black people, you don't care about people of color, you don't care about the LGBT community, you don't care about nothing.
Who the hell are you voting for?
American hypocrisy, oh let me count the ways they came here seeking freedom, then they end up owning slaves.
It's your boy Fiend Johnny here, and today I voted for my first time today, and my parents asked me, how do you feel, man? Do you feel happy to do your civic duty, blah blah blah? And I told them I honestly didn't care. Like, I honestly didn't even want to vote. I voted because my parents was pushing me and stuff like that. And honestly, I voted just like, I don't know, as a last resort. I was like, man, I never thought voting will really like hit me, because I honestly don't think my vote matters, especially because I'm in New York. New York is a Democratic state always, most of the time. So my vote literally doesn't matter, because the Electoral College is what chooses the president, and New York is Democratic no matter what. It's not a swing state. It's gonna be good regardless. So it's like, hey, what does my vote matter? And like, my parents vote. Like, I don't like that, the fact that my parents vote and they just vote straight Democratic. It's not like they know who they're voting for most of the time, besides the president and stuff like that. They just vote Democratic because they believe Democrats are like the best thing ever. And it's like, who am I to judge who somebody that's Democrat or Republican? They're both the same thing. Politicians lie. They don't care. They're the same thing.
All these Democrats and Republicans, like the biggest gang in America, to be honest with you. They're just well-dressed criminals, to be honest with you.
They're professional liars. The Republicans, Democrats, it does not matter. They're professional at this. They're literally the same thing. They have different views, sure thing, but it's like, one being better than the other. It's like, can you really say that? America is a constitutional republic. Like, the Electoral College will always stand. People are still here living in America thinking that the popular vote is what determines the president. If you're in a swing state, go out there and vote. Sure, you should vote. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't vote, but it's like, personally, I don't think it really hits me as much, because again, like, I live in New York, and I don't know, they do nothing for my black community, do nothing for me. So it's like, I'm just living at this point. If I die, I die. It's like, it's just how it is in my life. So it's like, whatever. But like they, after voting, like they give you like a bracelet, and they give you a sticker, And it's like, yeah, I'm patriotic now. Like, I voted. I feel amazing. I did my civic duty. Like, that's amazing. I don't care. It really doesn't matter to me. I really feel like voting is literally used to validate that we're part of America. Like, it's just straight up just being patriotic. Like, it's just like, yes, I voted. When in true reality, the government controls everything.
Like, I feel like it just helps us validate that we're part of a community, we're part of a country, and we're proud of that. It's just to it's just to help have it's just there to help us have that feeling of nationalism. Like, we're part of being, like, we're participating in our government when they have stuff that we never really know about. A lot of stuff that going in the government we don't really know about. Don't get me wrong, they still have sources out there that tell us about what they do and what the government runs like, but they can still hide stuff from us.
The government does what it wants at the end of the day. I truly believe that Trump is gonna win. If Trump doesn't win, I'm gonna be shocked. But if Trump wins, will I care? No. If Biden wins, will I care? No. If Biden loses, will I care? No. I wouldn't care regardless of who wins and who doesn't.
Some people act like Biden winning is gonna stop racism and everything bad, blah blah blah, when in true theory things aren't really gonna change as much. Like, it's just true. Like, this two-party system has got to go eventually. I'm tired of it.
I don't care. Either way, we are stuck and we're lost. When I went to voting polls, because I couldn't see myself vote for Trump and Biden. I just couldn't see myself vote for them. Like, I felt like I was losing my soul when I was voting for them, bro. Like I was in the paper. I was writing the ballot. I was like, damn shit. It's like, I can't vote for Biden or Trump. I don't care what my parents say. I can't. I just can't. I will lose my mind if I do. Like, that will haunt me, bro. Those two, bro, we're voting for the lesser of two evils, man. And y'all okay with that? I can't be with that. I just can't. I don't know how people got out and just voted for Biden because he's slightly better than Trump. He's just the least worst person. Like, what? No, I did a write-in. I put Kanye West on there. I know what they say. A vote for Kanye is a vote for Trump. Blah blah blah. No, it's not. No, it's not. That makes no sense. Split the popular vote, split the black vote. Blah blah blah. Man, shut up, man. Who cares? But Kanye's not winning at all because he's just not gonna win. It's really Biden and Trump. Kanye, he has my support. I honestly think Kanye has good points. I've seen a lot of his videos. He talks about real shit, and it's just like, I trust him way more than these two senile guys that are trying to go into office right now. Of course, I trust him way more. And I know, like, we like to picture Kanye as this bad guy because of the media, but like a great man once said,
first rule in this world, baby, don't pay attention to anything you see in the news.
The media often tries to give us this narrative that all these people are doing is something bad or good. And it's like, bro, just read up on your own. Stop following what the news and stuff is telling you. I know some stuff is true, but it's like they're always trying to just get their ratings up. So if they say something bad, it's like, whoa, they doing this? We gotta watch it. We gotta watch this. That's how it is. That's how it is always. And it's like, I honestly don't know who I don't like more, who I like more, whatever. Biden is weird as fuck. Like, I seen some of his videos and he's just a creep. Like, he just gives me straight up fake vibes. Like, that guy is just weird.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Do y'all see this man? This man loves kids jumping on his lap. This man is really a creep, man. Look how he looking at this kid. You're gonna need to come with me after this. You need to come sit on my lap, kid. The kid like, this nigga just touched me? Who the hell is he? And bro, look how he looking at the kid, man. This nigga has plans for that kid, boy. This nigga has plans for that kid on his lap, boy. This man is a creep. I don't trust him. And we know about his things with little kids. I don't trust this man. He's weird.
I slightly like Trump better. I wouldn't vote for Trump.
The most bad thing about Trump is that his whole make America great again, like incites like this whole white supremacist idea. Like that's like, I'm not saying everybody that votes for Trump is racist or not. I don't think so, but it's like a couple of them are racist. I mean, you could say that about Democrats too, but like Trump supporters, I'm hearing right now about like after the election, if he loses, I'm hearing people are ready to go riot and shoot up if he if he loses the election. I'm like, what? Told you, these MAGA people do not play with their stuff. They're conservatives for a reason. They want to preserve as much of America's ideologies as they can, and a lot of America's ideology is racist, built on racism, but they don't want to acknowledge that. Why? I don't know.
But it's like, I like him a little bit better because Trump is blunt. Like, he just shows you who he is. A bigot, whatever. He just shows you what it is. I don't even know if he's a bigot or not, but I'm just saying, like, he just shows you the type of person he is. He says what's on his mind. He's immature. He does this and that. He shows who it is. But Biden, he just does this fake smile, and he really just tiptoes around the questions. And it's like, I mean, both of them do. Politicians always go tiptoe around questions, but Biden I just can't trust him, man. He's just weird. He just seemed fake to me. So me voting for them, I felt like I was gonna lose my soul. So I did not vote for any of them. I voted for Kanye. If you hate me, I don't care that I voted for him. Doesn't matter because Kanye's not gonna win. No, don't. Did my vote go to Trump? No, I don't think it did. But if it did, okay, it happened. What can I do at this point? I voted. But the election results we're gonna see on Tuesday, I honestly think that Trump is gonna win. I'm not saying voting, you should not vote. You should not go out there and vote. I just personally don't think it really will hit me. A lot of people are still on this thing, America dream, that we're in control of the government and stuff like that. America is not a democracy. It is a constitutional republic. It is ruled by law. Like the idea of it being run as a democracy would be so stupid. A democracy would never really work for places. Like, a democracy is literally the majority vote. Do you want the majority of people, like what's the majority of people in America is what, white people and stuff like that? So it's like saying if it was like a bunch of white people and it was just like, and the rest of the population was black, let's just say that, would you really want the majority taking over the minority? That's why America is a constitutional republic. For stuff like that to not happen. That's why we have these set of rules and stuff like that. Electoral college, it is really played out. It is very old. We should switch it. I'm tired of seeing these old guys in office, man. They don't understand nothing. They're crazy. I don't know. They're just not for it, man. But that's what we have. That's the candidates we get. That's the people that actually try to run. So it's like, what can we do at this point? And in the future, I'm planning on moving out of America, so I honestly don't care. I'm just gonna be one of those foreigners looking at America like, ha, what a stupid country. Stuff like that. You know how people look at, like, Americans think they're the best people in the world. They think they're the best thing. America is a good place. It's not greatest place either. I don't believe it's the greatest place, but it's great. Like, it's good. Like, you gotta admit, like, it has its perks. It has perks, especially we are really entitled to our freedom of speech in America, and it's great. Like, it's good to have freedom of speech and stuff like that. It's good for all these things and stuff like that. But I'm not planning on living here. I'm just gonna be looking at America differently in the future. There's not much more for me to talk about. I went to a voting poll, like, stayed there for 2 hours just to find out I was at the wrong location. I had to go to a different location to vote. It's like the white neighborhoods were like, they had no lines, but as soon as I hit a black neighborhood, there was so much lines. It was ridiculous. 2 hours, man, crazy. I told you, I went into this white neighborhood. I thought I was gonna vote. My parents thought that we could just vote anywhere for early voting. but they didn't think the district mattered or whatever. But literally, they know they were wrong. But I just followed my parents because it's my first time or whatever. There was no line. You just walked in and out. It was crazy. Could have been literally 5 minutes you were in there. I waited 2 hours in line just to find out that I was not gonna vote. I had to go to a different location. 30-degree weather. I had to stay outside. I wouldn't even do that for shoes. I don't even care. I wouldn't even do that for shoes. I don't even go with the wait in line for shoes. The only thing I would do that for is probably the PS5. But wait in line to vote, man. Voting, whether it matters or not, it's up to you. There's no real answer, I believe. It's like people always tell you voting matters, voting doesn't matter. I just hate that people try to pressure people into voting, like, oh, you're not voting, you're this and that, like, oh, I'm better than you because I'm voting, or you're such a terrible person, you're not voting, you don't care about America, you don't care about yourself, you don't care about minorities, you don't care about black people, you don't care about people of color, you don't care about the LGBT community, you don't care about nothing. You don't care about nothing. You're a hateful person. You're a bigot. You're this and that just because you don't want to vote. Stop pressuring people into voting. If people don't want to vote, they don't have to vote. Voting is a choice. Not voting is also a choice. Not voting is also a choice, okay? That's my privilege to not vote. That is what I have. I don't have to vote. I know that a lot of people, I know that women fought for voting, women's suffrage movement, everything like that. Black people fought for voting and stuff like that. I understand that. That's great.
Movements like that, it's great because it's like it really shows us how much people had to overcome back then, and like we could do the same thing. But it sucks when you realize how shitty and how corrupt the American system is, especially against people of color.
But what the hell has voting done for my people? I mean, sure has. Don't get me wrong. Like, sure, some things have been going through and stuff like that don't get headlines and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Like there's stuff that presidents do that go unnoticed and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong about that. But personally, I don't think it really hits me like that hard. Personally, me. But that's how it is. And I know people think it's a civic duty and stuff like that, but just stop pressuring people into voting, please, because nothing's wrong if you don't want to vote, and nothing's right if you do want to vote. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you better or less than a person. It's just like, okay, you want to vote. Simple. You have a right to not vote, and you have a right to vote. That's how it is. This is America. Don't catch me slipping on. Look what I'm whipping on. Alright. But anyways, that's all I have to say for now. First time voting, not really impactful. If Trump wins, I'm never gonna vote again. I'm never vote. If Trump wins, I'm never voting. If Trump wins, I'm never voting again. That's gonna give me an excuse. I'm gonna tell my parents I'm never voting. That's gonna be an excuse for them to never give me a lecture again if Trump wins. And there's a lot of people I'm gonna laugh because like I've been harassed about, oh, you're not voting, stuff like that. I voted. Let's see what happens, okay? Tuesday, November 3rd is the day for us to see what has been the biggest year for election I ever seen ever. So many ads. I go on YouTube now, all I see is Biden and Trump ads. It's crazy, man. It's just a bunch of ads about Biden and Trump right now. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Vote or don't vote, it don't matter. We all die at the end of the day. It's your boy Fiend Johnny. Remember, fuck money, spread love. I hope y'all stay safe and peace.
If I was the president, I'd pay my mama's rent, free my homies and them, bulletproof my Chevy doors, lay in the White House and get high, Lord. Whoever thought, Massa, take the chains off me.